if we're gonna demonstrate, I'll sit out there 20 minutes and still.
Hold it.
Oh,
Hold it.
I gotta take a look.
Yeah, sorry.
Beautiful stuff.
You're okay.
Roll call.
Hold on just a second, Iris.
Hit it again.
Okay, let's have a roll call and establish. quorum.
Chairperson Iris Ramos,
Here,
board member Terry Bernie Bissett. Board member Nancy Cottington, present. Board member Jacob McElroy,
Here.
board member Dorothy Tajin,
here.
and Simpson is absent. Council liaison Brent Foley.
Here.
Thank you. Y'all have a call.
And there are no public comments.
No, ma'am.
Are you ready for the consent calendar? Minutes.
Should be the back door.
Oh, I do have them checking.
Where are they?
It's in the back of the agenda.
That's right.
It's page, page 4.
Hey there.
Good to see you. Good to be here.
We're reviewing the minutes.
A motion to consent. Motion to approve minutes.
Yes,
Second.
second.
Okay, so,
Roll call? Roll call on the motion.
roll call on the motion.
They print them out anyways.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
we're fine. I don't think we could get on the same page of.
Yea or nay?
printing
To
it.
accept the motion.
Yes.
Okay.
Aye.
How are you? Board member Nancy Cottington? Yes. Board member Terry Bernie Bissett? Yay. Board member Dorothy Tajin? And board member Jacob McElroy?
Yes.
And you?
So we have reports from officers and council liaison. Brett.
Okay, let's see, city council, really no news from, the council on anything at this point. I will, mention that we have an application for the alternate position, from Cheryl Mills. I have that here and I'll pass it around if you want to look at it. What I plan to do, if y'all are okay with it, is to present that to the council at the next meeting for approval. And then she can become our alternate. So if you want to look at it, do you have any comment or anything?
They also do the garden.
Oh,
Can we do that?
yeah, she's done a great job at that community garden, very well spoken, and she's interested in getting involved with this, so I think we're lucky to have her.
Thank you for pursuing that.
We didn't make the packet deadline, so that's why it's not in the packet.
I
Yeah, we
believe she's
decided.
on Zoom now.
Yeah, you may be on Zoom. Nice. So everybody act good, be on your best behavior.
That's not a.
All right, that's it for me.
I have nothing to report.
All right. Media Secretary, do you have a report?
No, ma'am, I'm not even on the agenda, but thank you.
Yes, Laura.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so unfinished business. Item number 2. Discussion and possible action regarding the chair's option to declare an open position on the tree board and refer to the council for further advice and action. So, on February 13th, we as a board voted and approved a motion that the chair has the option to declare a vacant position on the board, both standing members and alternates. To the, after a member misses 3 unexcused consecutive absences. And we have one such person right now. And we also have a resignation that Cindy Jones did. It's been a while, so I think that's already been reported to the council. But I want to make a motion now to declare that there is a vacancy on this board for an alternate position. And I'm asking in this motion for Brett Cooley to advise the city council that they can take the appropriate action.
Okay, so if your committee votes to declare an additional open position, then I'll report that to the council, and I'll also report that we have an application to fill one of those spots. But I need you guys, I guess, to vote to tell me to do that.
I'll second the motion.
Can you restate that motion?
It's a motion to declare that there is a vacancy on the tree board for alternate positions. Currently, we have 2. And
So motion to declare a vacancy on the tree board and
ask, request further action and guidance from the city council.
ask council for.
More specifically to Brett Pulley, our tree board liaison.
Do you want to ask the council liaison for guidance?
No,
Or just council?
I mean, I do all the time, but not this.
So what you're doing right now is you're declaring a vacancy on the tree board. And then you want council to do what?
Make a decision regarding securing new members.
And ask council to secure a new member.
And there is one application currently in the works.
Okay. So your motion be to declare the vacancy on the tree board and ask council to secure a new member for the open alternate position.
To accept applications and secure new members. To new members. For alternate positions.
So that means you're wanting to add another member to the tree board?
There's 2. There are 2 open alternate positions.
Okay,
Cynthia Jones resigned.
Right, okay. You want it for the alt?
Is that
Okay.
Is that clear enough?
Mhm.
Okay, and is there a vote?
Oh, we're voting?
Yes.
Oh, well.
Well, we're not voting yet. We have a first and a second motion. First motion, second motion, right? You both second.
First and second.
Yeah.
Yes, you made the motion, and then,
You made the motion.
and Terry,
I
I'm sorry,
seconded.
member Bernie that seconded it. That's all you need. Did you want to do any more discussion?
Any more
Before you
discussion?
vote, ready for roll call? Member Bernie Bissette?
Yes.
Member Cottington?
Yeah.
Member McElroy?
Yes.
Member Tajin?
Yeah.
And Chair Ross?
Yes. Right. So, going on to number 3, on February 13th, Jacob, you reported 3 possible grant opportunities to support householders with replacing and treating diseased trees. And you did turn in 3 possible grant possibilities to Kevin Rule, our city manager. And at that time, you told him that you would, that you had more, and that you were going to send them to him via email, I think.
Okay,
And so I'm just following up with that to see if that.
I can email him those, but I can explain it real quick. So Texas Forestry Service will help trenching up to 40% of the cost to have that done, and then treating, let's see, I want to say treating red oaks for oak will also up to 40% of infected red oaks. And I'll have to double check on that specific part. But I know the trenching, they'll help you pay for the trenching up to 40%. And there's a couple of details, like if the multiple properties are involved, everyone has to be willing to do the trenching as well for that to apply. But I can send all this to Kevin later this week.
Okay.
And that's just on live oak?
All oak trees, just whenever trenching is recommended or, well, yeah, it's recommended. It's not necessarily required, just, it's all a recommendation. So the Texas Forestry Service will help out.
Okay, so there were 2 other references that you made on February 13th. You did the research.
I did, and I'll have to look back into that. I don't have my laptop in front of me.
Right, so what I would like to happen, if everybody agrees, is that you could send that to Kevin Rule for discussion or reference to city council to determine if there's any grant possibility that we can explore. I think in February, when we brought this up, we talked about the possibility of getting grants so that we could relieve some of the homeowners from the expenses of remediating the trees. Is that the right word? It's not remediation, it's rehabilitation. Their trees or trenching and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So,
I do remember, and I think there are grants that you can apply for, and I believe I've emailed those other 3 to Kevin. We'll just have to double check and see where those ended up.
well, okay, let's explore and see if we can find the research and
Yeah.
send it to Kevin. And, the reason I'm following up more on this is that we expressed interest in trying to garner some resources for homeowners who might have problems replacing trees or fixing trees. And, I'm hearing now that there's a lot of oak wilt in Zilker Park and the neighborhoods surrounding Zilker Park and on 290 coming this way. And I think that this is coming, it feels imminent. And so I'd like to have a more proactive sort of approach. If we can get some monies, I think it'd be great if we could have it on hand. I guess the next question for me as your chair is if there's anybody interested in working on a grant or committee with city council to help with this.
Does the city have grant writers on? No more grant writers. They used to.
Who are those guys who are working?
We don't have anybody on retainer. The only time we've used GrantWorks when we have specific projects that we want them to.
That's his road stuff, is that what they work on?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we need to identify possible grants and then someone needs to just dig in there and kind of look at it, so. Well, I mean, I'd suggest, you either send it to Kevin or send it to, to Iris, and then we can start digging into it. Or if you want me to direct the council to assign someone to start digging into that, I can do that too. Just tell me what y'all want to do.
So, anybody have any ideas?
I think it'd be great if they would look into it, because the council has experience with that.
Yeah, so I'm happy to receive them if you're happy to send them. And then I'm happy to just glance at them
Right.
quickly and see if they, I mean, just with my meager experience, if there'd be something that would be helpful here. And Jacob, maybe you could make notations on your research about your thoughts about that.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you, or Kevin, do you want them to send it to me or you?
Okay,
Both?
yes.
Both.
No,
This week?
I'll have it done by the end of this week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way we can both have it and then we'll figure out,
Yeah, nothing else.
Next, yeah, all right.
but we'll both have it that way.
End of Friday.
I can't say that I didn't get it if you get it, and vice versa. We keep each other honest.
Is it to you?
All right.
So, I also just would like to express my interest and willingness to help with the grant writing.
Okay.
Just, I've worked on one a long time ago, but I do enjoy writing. So,
So that company GrantWorks, we're not working with them anymore? Or?
We are, but I don't think that they do the tree stuff. It's more, public works in nature.
Okay.
now, I'm not saying I will write the grant, I'm saying I'll be on the committee that support it, help it.
That's not what I heard. I heard you were gonna write the grants.
Yeah, it's noted.
And noted.
I'm not gonna back up right now.
Understand.
This is fine. I want to help get money for the community. That's where I'm at. Okay, so number 4 was another follow-up discussion. And just for your information, I went back and reviewed minutes from February, March, May, and I didn't have June yet. So just to find things that we may have missed and overlooked. So here we are.
Well, first of all, let me say, I think it's good practice to have follow-up discussions, so that way we don't, forget things or whatever. So I like that you're doing that. I think that's a good kind of a fail-safe for us. In terms of the neighborhood map in Coral Flocky, I've talked to them about it. Same issue that we've had before. It's proprietary. It's something that they spent money in preparing. They're happy to share it with us, but they don't want us to have to be able to. They don't want us to share it necessarily with anyone else in the community. That becomes a problem because as soon as we get our hands on it, it becomes a public record. And if anyone knows about it, they can do a public record information request and we got to turn it over. the concern of that is A, the creators of the map don't want that to happen, and B, if I'm a realtor, and I'm maybe not a nice realtor, I can start hurting other people's property by saying, see, they're kind of near that zone that's been identified, you know, as an affected area, so it's a sticky kind of situation. Kevin and I talked about it and trying to figure out how to resolve that. I think the conclusion, at least I've come to, as soon as we put our hands on it, we, you know, it's in the wind, you know, if someone wants it. What the solution I think is that when Carl comes and talks to us, we're gonna at least, he can show it to us. We can make notes about it, but we don't ever take physical possession of it. And that's just a way to try to keep this out of being a public record, because I don't think Carl wants it to be, you know, a public record.
Basically, it's copyrighted.
What's that?
Basically, it's copyrighted.
Yeah, right. That, and just the idea that it could be used for, it could be used to hurt someone's property value potentially, I think. I don't know. Do you have any comment, Kevin?
I thought you said it very eloquent.
Well, thanks.
I
First
would
time I've been
say
accused of being eloquent.
please put that in minutes. Brent spoke eloquently.
Noting it now.
Yeah, now, it is a dangerous slope because, yeah, once we have that document, anybody could get it, and it could potentially financially hurt individuals by the wrong people.
Did you have?
Well, I just want to know if what you're talking about, is that Carl Flocky or is that Texas Forestry that doesn't want to share the map?
Probably both. I mean, they're together. I think it's Carl Flocky, but it's also the board here and I mean, the city. We don't want to hurt.
Well, I understand that, but what I'm saying is he the all powerful one and saying we don't want to share? I don't
No,
want
the
to share.
people who,
Carl doesn't really, I mean, he said, yeah, I'll be happy to share with your group, but I just don't want it to get out from there, you know? So at first we thought, well, we'll just number every copy and assign that to a particular person. But then the idea is, as soon as we have it, you know, it's a public record.
Yeah, we talked about going to the super secure room, you know, and no cell phone and no nothing, but once I have possession of it, it is an open record and anybody can request it, and so it's better if we just don't have physical, possession of it.
after we do our inventory for the trees and measurement and everything, can we, well, we have to definitely identify the oak growth, but we could make our own map.
Yeah.
That's a great
As
idea.
far as city property goes. I mean,
Exactly.
like,
Exactly.
And he
So,
may be trying to protect himself from getting,
Right.
saying, any no suit. You know,
sure. Well, I don't want to expose anybody. I just want to, you know, work with the trees.
Yeah. It would be
So-
nice. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, Iris, I'm sorry.
That's
I
okay.
think
I
we
had
could,
another question though.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You mentioned the idea of Carl Flocky maybe presenting it when he does his talk, you know, whenever his talk is, which is on the agenda. And if he does that, and somebody was to take a picture of it, if he put up the map and somebody took a picture and presented it on social media,
Yeah,
that would also be a bit of a
that'd be a
jeopardy.
problem. We probably have to just ask people not to do that. I mean, and not make a huge deal out of it. We're not dealing with nuclear secrets here, but still, it's just something.
Well, that'd be Carl Flocky too.
Yeah,
That'd be Carl Flocky doing that, not us. And
So
so it protects, I mean, whatever, I mean,
I'm wondering,
you know, it's Carl Flocky doing it, so it's his product. If he wants to show it on the screen, he can. We can't, and we don't want possession of it.
well, I don't want to put it up publicly where people can snap photos of it either. So my question is, another question that I just asked. Is it feasible to ask Carl Flocky? And I think you've been in conversation with him, you and Kevin. So is it feasible to ask him if there are some hot zones that he could identify in Wood Creek? Not on that,
I can just generally hot zones.
hot zones.
Yeah, okay.
That we need to be on the lookout for as a board. whose mission is to protect the trees. So will you ask him for us?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. And I'm not, I know you're talking to him as well about Arbor Day. I'm not sitting on your tongue, am I? Okay, good.
Okay,
He did present, to, Wood Creek. He showed us the map before, with details, but it didn't hand out anything, so I don't know if people took pictures or not.
Yeah,
There were very few of us here.
right. Yeah, he started in here. You know?
And I have a copy of that, but it's without the Oakville map.
it's
Okay.
so just hot zones that we can use as a board,
Okay.
not for public distribution. Do we don't need to make a motion about that, do we?
No.
Okay, so when can this be done by? How much time do you need?
Well, it's tough today, man. I'll try to talk to him this week. You know,
Do you need another week?
with that.
Do you need another week?
No, I'll try to talk to him this week, because the week after next is gonna be really, really busy, so I'll talk to him this week. And then I'll report back to you, right, Iris?
That would be fine, and I can put it in the agenda as a follow-up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so the fifth item. So recently you made an agreement, Jacob, to do a cheat sheet for us on recognizing measurements and health symptoms of diseased trees for our use during the next survey. And we agreed the last meeting to have a survey September through October. And so I'm wondering if we could have this by August?
I have it here on the calendar that it's due August 14th at our August tree board meeting. So
I missed it. Okay,
I will present that on the 14th of
thank you.
August.
I'm just following up. Thank you very much. And then, number 6 on the agenda is a follow-up discussion regarding possible action for a, election of a vice chair from the tree board. We discussed this on March 13th and it was tabled. And I feel uncomfortable tabling it again. I don't know if anybody has my anxiety, but I just thought I'd mention it. And the vice chair is in the event of the chair's absence. That's me. Pardon? To run a meeting with an agenda in your hands, developed in advance. And so we need to replace Monica was our last vice chair, I think. So how, we really need to select, nominate, vote, or volunteer at this point, I think. I mean, I guess tabling it is also an option. Are there any ideas?
If there's not anyone, is there anyone interested in the position? Can we ask that question? That was kind of.
If there's no one interested in the existing panel, then you can wait until your alternate positions are filled and re-survey at that point.
I understood that they cannot be, because they're not full board members.
That's no wonder why I thought.
Come on, are you gonna volunteer? Not that bad. Terry, you want to- would you do it, Terry?
No idea.
Would you want to do it? Oh,
Wait, there are outside concerns and influences for everybody, right? We don't need the pressure. And, I wish I could be the vice chair. I would do it. So there are no volunteers, nobody's interested.
I would volunteer, I suppose, just to fill the position, but you seem like you're always here, so I have nothing to worry about.
Security.
Yeah.
So my
If you
next
do it,
step was
I'll-
to nominate.
The agendas on the.
We'll figure it out, yeah.
So, ma'am, my next step was to nominate and just ask for nominations.
Oh, okay.
And I was
We
gonna
got a
nominate you.
volunteer, it's pretty good.
Actually.
Volunteer,
nominate Jake.
voluntold, what?
So, I nominate Jacob.
Oh, okay.
I'll second.
I hope you don't have to eat, Jake. It's gonna be.
I know.
Well, so I make the motion. I make the motion that we appoint as a board Jacob McElroy to be vice chair of the tree board. All right, so vote. Any more discussion?
Very, we're changing.
I just would also like to say you are all very qualified to do it. And I would like any of you to be the chair, the vice chair. With me. I trust you. Tengo confianza. Can you say that? I have trust and confidence in you. So, we have an motion and it was seconded.
Seconded by mistake, there member occasion.
Right, so we need to vote.
You can vote when you're ready.
Ready?
Member Cottington?
Yeah.
Member McElroy?
Yes.
Member Tajin? Yes. Chair Ramos?
Yes.
Member Bernie Bissette?
Yes.
Okay, motion passed.
Yeah,
Thank you all.
gotta work in your gloves.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, one of the unspoken requirements that we didn't want to bring up today. Okay, so then number 7 is a follow-up discussion with possible actions about Arbor Day celebration, the date, the venue, and I added vendors. And Kevin, I believe.
I have tried to reach out to CYJ and Danny. I haven't heard back from them. Of course, this is the busy time with the kids, so we normally get together at the end of this month. So we're going, we get together about once a quarter in person. And so I'll make sure that by the next tree board meeting, I'll have an answer or talk to him. But I did reach out, I just haven't heard from him.
Okay, so
And we're looking for those dates in October.
November.
it was October 28th or November 11th.
Correct.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Right.
That was 3.
No, it was just really
Just to.
two.
All right, so, we still have time, so I'm not getting anxious or scared or anything. So in the meantime, I think it'd be. Do you have your hand up?
Go ahead, that was,
Were you stretching?
no, I have my hand up, but I don't want to interrupt you, so.
So in the meantime, I think it would be important to start just brainstorming about vendors that we want to invite. The earlier we invite the vendors, the better. And I don't know if I still have my notes from the meeting that we had last year about who to ask to be vendors, and it's tables, and what kind of entertainment we'd like to have. Does anybody think it's too early to start really working on this?
No.
Not for vendors now.
So you had a comment or question?
Yeah, just a couple of things. I know Susanna had some vendors that she had come across, some pretty strong ones.
Yeah,
Like
and
Medina or somebody like that.
Oh, it came from actually City John. I can go grab it if you want.
No, not yet. We need you here.
Sorry.
Yeah, but anyway, sooner the better with those guys. I was gonna just point out, Kevin, that, Camp Young today, I was giving giving them the Spirit of Wood Creek Award Wednesday, so maybe, you know.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, what are the 2 dates we're looking at within October?
28th, it's a Saturday, from 10 to 2,
What's the other day?
and November 11th.
Okay. Same time. One of us hopefully will get a chance to decide before the meeting. And it's-
Has he confirmed for Wednesday?
They can't confirm, I just reminded them about an hour ago, so should be good. It's Danny and Frank.
Okay.
So,
Okay, so by next meeting,
We'll, yeah, as soon as I'll email you, and then that way we can probably get something on the agenda with what we know,
great,
announce it and do more planning.
all right.
I'll let you know as soon as I find out.
And as a backup plan, I'm wondering if you could also speak to Jeff Rasco there about, or maybe you, about the progress of some of the parks that we could use instead.
We would, the park should be done on October 31st. They may be done before that weekend. Both the front, yeah, I think they all should be done by October 31st, or even that Saturday. The 28th or whatever
28th,
of October, right?
they should be done by then,
Correct.
promise.
I don't promise, but that is our timetable.
We're done, that's true. We'll have the benches and the fountains.
All right, so,
So we could probably do it at the Triangle, if you would like to do that, or, Creekside, or Augusta Park.
okay, so another consideration was the walk to Camp Young Judea to see the oak. So I guess we could do or offer some sort of shuttle or caravan to Camp Young Judea with permission from them.
Is there anywhere in the city around the Triangle, or Creekside, or Augusta that has Oakville?
Yeah, I mean, just down the street from the Triangle as you're going towards Ranch Road 12. I don't know if it's, active, the veinal necrosis. I don't know if you can see the veinal necrosis, but that's a hot spot right there. And actually, an item I want to get on the agenda is just not far from there. The little median over there could be a hot spot. But that's another time.
Oh, really? The little island?
Yeah, just worth checking into.
Yeah, that's some good trees.
Some really good trees, man.
So I was thinking maybe, whatever, but if you did it at the Triangle, you wouldn't have to go down to CYJ, you could go
We
to
could,
the corner across the street, and it wouldn't be that far of a walk. And you could just have it in that generalized area.
And like, as far as like taking a walk, what do we want to see? Do we want to see like the pattern of mortality, or do we want to see veinal necrosis within the canopy?
All of the above. We were hoping Carl Blocky would lead a group of people as a field trip of
Yeah.
sorts.
Remember, the last time I was here at a meeting, remember it's already been arranged for you guys. If you do have the event at CYJ, hole 10 or 11, which is literally across the street, the homeowners already opened up their property for y'all to have your walk. I don't, doesn't sound like y'all remember that.
that'd be great.
I kind of,
Yeah.
I didn't have specifics. Would that be in the minutes?
No, because it's not a motion.
Okay,
What-
so I need to call you and discuss a few
What
things
road
and
is
get
that?
some details.
Doolittle.
Doolittle.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the original thing, there were a few things that came up about vendors and the walk. So we will have more time to discuss all these details, pull together some sort of wonderful Arbor Day. In, do we want to move the date to be sure that everything's gonna work on November 11th? Or do we want to keep it October 28th? We can decide in a month.
Right now, Carl Coffee is available either date. But I think if we postpone, deciding on a date, but I think, Camp Judea is still probably the first choice.
And he'll be here Wednesday. So y'all should have a decision by Wednesday.
So if we could, because I told Carl that I would let him know as soon as next on my meeting was. So that would be good because he's kind of the center focus, for the Arbor Day. So the sooner we can determine
The venue?
the venue and the date. But I think it may be contingent upon when Carl can be there in addition to, the canteen available.
So it sounds like we'll have to put this on the back burner for one more month. But in the meantime, we can get some information about the details for the walk and what to look for. And if Carl is still willing to do that, I think he was, where it's going to be, the dates it's going to be. And then on vendors, I will get with you, Suzanne, to get that information about Cindy Jones and also the address for the Oak Wilted. I hope I'm not making up words there. Oak Wilted property, like, Judea. And, so on this agenda, I put and vendors discussion, and we could brainstorm it right now, or we could postpone it till July. We are in July, August. I'd kind of like to get started. And that's gonna take a little bit more planning in terms of approaching vendors. Oh, what do you want to do?
I can approach the vendors I have. From Cindy, and then you'll see Danny from CYJ on Wednesday, and that'll determine if it's available. CYJ is available on the 28th or the 11th, and then based on that response, y'all, if not CYJ, then an alternate location would need to be sought. But we can pull up until Wednesday, and then we can report back, because there can be some things in the background that are done. And then, vendor feedback for availability, venue feedback for availability.
So just brainstorming immediately for vendors and maybe even assigning some of these. King Feed.
Wimberley Gardens.
Wimberley Gardens. Ace Hardware. Master Naturalist. Master Gardeners. What was the program that Monica's sister was involved with? Do you remember?
She's a master gardener. I'm sure.
No, maybe the naturalist. Materials that we have to work.
It's just a tree guy. There was other materials that came back.
I thought it was Master Naturalist.
Maybe.
Is there an arborist association?
Yeah, the ISA, I mean, you could reach out to them or to see if they would want to be a vendor, but it's just, it'd be like, pamphlets and stuff, which would be great.
Do you have any free stuff?
Yeah.
Anybody that was, that we could get?
This is an arborist here locally. That much. Steve,
Bartlett?
This is what came back to me after your birthday. Magazines.
Oh, I don't know, he was
Steve
far.
Austin?
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
Stone Cold?
I'm sorry, too many
Steve
people.
Sorry.
Oh, you stuck.
Huh?
That's the.
Would tree folks be worth reaching out to?
Yes, this is it, thank you.
Tree folks,
Tree folk.
they generally give out like 1 gallon of trees, and they have a whole bunch of trees. I wonder if they'd be available or if they'd come out here. Oh, on the new highway? Or right before the construction for it?
Well, maybe I'm thinking, well, because it's on the side of the road.
ATX is at 12 on the right-hand side.
Maybe that's
And then.
not.
Oh,
Midland
yeah.
Gardens is on, if you go to 290, take a right, and they're on the left-hand side, a couple miles up. The
Yeah.
ATX is the closest one.
That'd be Albert, gosh. His last name slipping my mind. His first name's Albert.
You interested in something like
I
that?
think I asked him last year and he didn't have any interest, but I could reach back out to him.
Yeah.
Just check.
So, it was the Native Plant
Or
Society.
Suzanne.
Well, I'll get together with Suzanne. I don't want to load her up. She does a lot of other things too. She does? Yeah, she does a few things.
Like everything?
So I've added balloon artists, face painters, petting zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Because
The petting zoo last year was
yeah, it's a
awesome.
big hit. And, you know, if you can get the kids there, then the parents and stuff.
I like it.
I think we could also ask for baked goods for a fundraiser. Okay. And, the fundraiser would be for something important that we need.
Can we do fundraisers this year? I remember last year we couldn't do fundraisers.
Oh, well, volunteer baked goods to give away. No fundraisers allowed?
So did we ever develop a 501c3?
Gosh, it sounds like you have a wife on the city council.
No, but I don't know why.
Well, I remember last year that was like the reason we couldn't raffle a tree off was because there was no 501c3, so the raffle tickets were free. Instead of being able to generate income to the
Definition for it, because it raffles, maybe could consider gambling. I don't think there's anything wrong with selling cookies and stuff, man, for money. I mean, we sell T-shirts for the parks.
And we sold, and they donated, for the garage sale, everybody donated for the garage sale to the parks.
Would they
So-
make their checks out to the city?
Correct.
Huh.
And that 501c3, or, sorry, yeah, that's the Friends of Wood Creek, former council member, Joe Patarba is saying that.
Yeah, if it's a 501c, it wouldn't be through the city,
Yeah.
because the city wouldn't set up a 501c.
They wouldn't.
No,
No.
Oh, okay. I must be misunderstanding.
no.
It'd be like a private charity.
To sell baked goods or something, we wouldn't need to be a 501c3.
No.
We can just raise money. right?
Yeah, you can,
Did you say, baked goods free?
For some, but the people
People
like
like,
food.
how would you fundraise, you don't sell them?
Well, it wouldn't be a fundraiser, would it? And
No.
no, I was just saying we could give away,
What are you fundraising for? You need to help.
yes. To pay for trees that need to be replaced.
Beautification and woodcraft.
it would go, yeah, they go to, the tree mitigation. Well, I don't know, it might be a separate, fund
wouldn't say that.
that,
Trees.
yeah, and whatever, it would go for the tree board, just like the parks. Like I said, for the $5, it went to the parks, and it's gonna be used for whatever parks wants to do. And so same thing with y'all, if y'all had some type of organization or a committee fundraiser or donation type of event, that money would go to this committee in a separate fund for y'all to distribute and use.
Would people be willing to buy things if we're offering food and cookies free?
I wonder for it. What was it
I mean,
for it?
Well, we did last year.
Well,
And can we sell stuff that's home baked?
Yes, you can sell stuff. that's
Yeah.
made. We're not gonna bring out the, food inspectors.
Right.
For you, if they wanna eat it, Dorothy, if you wanna make me some stuff, I will taste it first. I will be the official taste tester for Dorothy, yes.
you don't got it, girl. Right.
Yeah, or you could just, you could charge it, or you could, have a little, get your little
Oh,
thingy, and they could put in whatever
a
they want to
donation?
put, so sometimes you get more,
I think
sometimes
that's
you
the
get
better way
less,
to go.
it's whatever.
So this was just a wonderful spontaneous conversation here. And got a lot of ideas. I think, I'm gonna tell you what it is, and you might make a note of whatever appeals to you. And then I will get together with Suzanne and try to get contacts for some of these. Unless you have them, and then you can send them to me, put together a list, and then we can discuss it on the next agenda.
Can I say one other thing?
Absolutely.
You talked about selling search T-shirts. That one that you had,
Let me just go with that one.
they had one, you can get T-shirts pretty cheap and put a logo on there and sell them for $15, $20 a piece. But, you can sell, if she's coming, I'm trying to.
I'm just gonna try it out.
You may come out here and model, but it's the one with the little flowers and that one was given to by Ace Hardware, so you could go down there and maybe they would do the T-shirts for free and you can get all the money for selling them. But it's a cute little,
Yeah.
I would probably buy one and I'm pretty sure.
This is what Cindy brought back from a Canyon Lake event. And she thought maybe the Ace Hardware here might want to put one
So you can put
together that's in Woodruff.
Wood Creek,
So, so to follow up with that, to add to that, I've approached my granddaughter, who's an amazing artist and won awards. She got to light the Christmas tree at Silver Park for the best Christmas tree artist. She's a little bit of an impressionist. Lovely work.
Love of impression.
It's a really good
make
writer.
an impression.
She, yeah, she went to a little Mozart school. Monet school. Monet. So I've asked her to come up with a, logo. Oh. Very good. Just thinking ahead, folks. So I'm glad we're raising some enthusiasm about this. This is gonna be good and it'll be cool.
Yeah.
When we do it. So, all right, so I'm gonna read these off. King Street, Rumberley Gardens, HEB for snacks,
Did you say HEB?
HEB for snacks.
Well, they go through.
What?
They go
Yeah.
through.
They sell trees?
Mhm.
I have a hard time buying anything plant-like from HEB. I don't want this in the minutes. I'll be.
I've had good ones.
Discussion got recorded in the minutes. Okay, this motion.
It's just recorded in the same.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, it's just that I've encountered people who buy things there that are diseased or worn out, not necessarily healthy. I don't know if Jacob has an opinion on that.
I try not to buy plants from HEB. I mean, I do every once in a while, if like, one catches my eye.
Right.
Trees, no, probably, definitely not. Hibiscus, yeah, I'll take a chance, but. That's,
Okay. So, and if we have plants that we want to sell or give away, that's also an opportunity. So King Street, Wimberley Gardens, Ace Hardware, Master Naturalists, Master Gardeners, Native Plant Society of America, Arborist Association, IFA, Bartlett Tree Experts, Tree Folks, Balloon Artists, Face Painters, Petting Zoo, Baked Goods Fundraiser, and then T-shirts. Oh, we came up with lots. And then if we do get Camp Young Judea, maybe they would be willing to provide more food. I think last time we got a lot of attention because we gave away free food and swimming pool.
They paid for all that.
Yeah, they did. We were very lucky.
That was also an awareness, a lot of people don't know that Camping Today is back there, so they're opening their campus, for lack of a better word, so that people could potentially enroll. So.
I think it's doing good.
Good, count on all that.
Last year when I checked on
Yeah,
it.
well, I would expect.
No, we checked on the waste chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was warm enough?
It was looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put a little fence
They
around
opened
it.
their whole
They
campus.
couldn't, yeah.
Like everything to do, these sort of buildings.
The cedar elm.
So,
good.
before we digress, I would like to move on with the agenda. Let's move on, okay? I love that you love to talk to each other. We've become friends.
So maybe separate you next meeting.
We've become friends. That's wonderful. All right, so it's new business to discuss and take possible action regarding possible budget item request to the city council. Grant Foley.
Yeah, it's budget time for us. This is when, Kevin gets, this is what he lives for, is budgets, man. So, we need to have an idea of what, budget requests that we need to make. I don't recall what we asked for last year. I just don't. I'm sure it wasn't a lot, whatever it was. So, what do we need to have us into you, Kevin?
As soon as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, the 26th meeting of this month will be probably the proposed budget.
Okay,
Because we get the, certified numbers on the 25th, 26th, I believe.
the tax stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're certified, and so first of August is pretty much we start approving the budget.
Okay.
Yeah, this is kind of like the last couple of weeks, so.
All right. The things that come to mind immediately are the Arbor Day, if we need a budget item for that, shouldn't be a lot, but it may be something. Earth Day, we're gonna do Earth Day again. What amounts we want to ask for from the council for that. Whatever else we can think of, it'd be good to let me know, and I can submit that to the council. So anybody's thoughts on that? Those are the two items I can think of. There may be other items.
Did we have a budget last year? No.
Yeah,
No.
I forgot to look.
Does the
Did we spend money?
tree trimming
Yes.
budget come from council or, where does that come from?
I came to council, but I don't think that's tree board.
Okay, yeah,
Allocation
this
is,
is tree board.
yeah, something else. Just money that we're gonna need for the things that we're gonna be doing.
So I have a few things that Suzanne helped me think about. All right, so to measure the trees, we're gonna need, calipers and batteries.
Okay,
And, I don't know how much the calipers are.
how much do you think we'd need for that, Jacob?
For the tapes, I spend $40 on mine.
Okay,
And we would need 3 or 2, because I have 1.
okay,
The ones we found on Amazon were not large enough. Like the last tree that I just measured, the circumference was over 100 inches.
wow.
Is there not an electronic one?
Some of the calipers.
Or something.
Yeah, or
That's
or laser, or do you really have to like,
You
Is it-
still gotta walk around the tree and.
okay, there's not like a
No.
You use
Like a-
tape?
electric level, or?
You know,
I'm
You should patent that idea and get that done.
I'm not starting on.
You may be on.
Okay,
something.
I just want to make sure that we're getting to make it as easy for you, so if there was a easier way to do it other than a tape measure. I wanted to make sure that, but it sounds
That's
like
it,
it's,
man.
it's just still hard. Walk around the tree and measure.
So we
Well, the
have
caliper has
some,
corners. You just have to find a caliper who has a wide enough.
Right, and out here, I mean,
They're huge. Some of
we're easily going over 30 inches diameter. And that's, several hundred inches in circumference. So having a
gigantic caliper.
bit more stick or whatever, I mean, not really good down here.
So you're saying that tapes then is, that's what we should be looking at, buying?
Yeah, and, I can send you what I use.
Okay.
And if I got to
Generally,
roughly
Say
40 down
two
there.
tapes, $40, say $100 for tapes.
There you go.
Okay. What else can you think about, Ernest?
so what were those numbers that you just gave?
Two tapes, $40 per, I just said about 100 for two tapes, it's maybe a little bit more for shipping, handling, taxes.
Are you talking about tape measures?
Yeah,
We
for the
need space.
trees,
Or is there a special ones for a tree?
for arbors, they're, I guess they're flexible or whatever, or
Yeah, it's a fabric tape that you.
I have one of those. but
Is it?
Okay.
I don't know, I'd have to look at it.
Is
Yeah.
the trees are hundred?
Well, I'm sure.
I just use my mom, so I heard so many, that's what I use.
okay,
It's 5 feet long
yeah.
and it's in the car right now. It says doing a tree service.
Well, we don't have to spend it, we're just looking at potential
Yeah.
drives. What were you saying?
So,
I don't know. I mean,
How much do you think, okay, excuse me, go ahead and finish.
so we looked online, actually, it was Suzanne, I was watching. And there were some that were $40 and they were 120 inches. That's
Okay,
tapes.
okay,
They were $40 each, I think.
yeah. That's what we're saying for two of those, we max $100, a little bit more maybe.
I already tried to let you know if I have one that meets those requirements, because I'm pretty sure I do.
That'd be great. We don't, yeah, but we're gonna sell a lot of curtains.
I can do that too.
I'll give you $10.
So you mentioned the right of way cutting. That's gonna come out of the city budget, right?
That's separate.
Yeah,
It's a city budget.
All right, so we don't need to think about that. The salary for the certified arborist,
that's
City.
good deal.
okay, so the calipers or the tapes,
Yeah.
safety tree vests,
What's that?
safety, excuse me, safety vests
Safety
while we're
vests.
doing the tree survey.
We have,
If we're out in public,
Do we have any?
we have some, I think they're like extra larges, but I mean, y'all are in a beauty pageant, so.
They fit me just fine, what are you talking about?
I can see how many we have. We have some in the shed.
Okay, well, I
Say,
can,
say also nine.
they're pretty expensive.
so do you mind being the collector of all this information, Brent?
That's what I'm doing. I've got two tapes, about $100, vests, maybe.
Like 10 bucks each. I think that was what we saw on it. We just, we did a search on
How
Amazon.
much is-
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
We need a golf cart to run around town in.
there you go.
Tell me if you mind.
I
So,
met David, he was cruising around on it.
He's got a heck of a golf cart.
Yeah, it
is.
so please put it in the minutes.
Okay, so what else? hanging around?
A little cooler.
The charges. So for Arbor Day, I'm trying to imagine what we would need. It'd be good to know what we already have.
Mhm.
Could we do a banner? I mean, an Arbor Day, City of Wood Creek banner.
There's another City of Wood Creek banner. We also have a Williams parade, too, so I don't know if we need a dome.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So big spender, tax and spender.
Throwing stuff out there. Well, if yours is all budget, then you get a smaller budget next year, right?
There's, we gotta ask for space. Okay, golf cart.
The tree city flag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we got that, the huge one.
Done, done.
Bigger than our United States
So-
flag.
I suggest that we just come up with a number so we get something in there. to see.
Yeah,
And plan for your events, like you're talking about, oh my gosh.
Arbor Day,
Your Arbor Day for
Earth
next
Day.
year. So,
how much do you think you would spend? I mean, like for Earth Day, we had, hot dogs.
Yeah,
We
how much did we
probably,
spend on Earth Day, you think?
Well,
I didn't buy the,
Camp Down Judea do the hot dogs when they're done? Didn't Camp Down Judea do the hot dogs when they're done? For Earth
No,
Day?
Earth Day.
the Earth Day, just a couple months ago, the city
Oh,
did that.
no. Never mind.
$100.
For,
I think, I mean, hot dogs are not.
Buns and the plates and napkins.
You know, he said. $250 between the two events, you probably, you know, and that's,
Or if we did 300 for both.
Okay.
Well, now this
Okay.
Arbor Day, you're talking about the cars, the face painting and, petting, I mean, that's more than $300. So,
But did we pay for those?
No.
the city.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so maybe about 300 for both events,
No,
Wait a minute, too many people at one time.
for both events or for one event? You got Arbor Day and Earth Day, what do you want me to ask for budget wise?
Well, I was thinking if we. First of all, I need to have some clarity. Did we? We bought popsicle, we bought ice cream. And I think we didn't have water at Arbor Day last year. We had, everything was donated and even the tree was donated. What about the, petting zoo? Did we pay for that?
yes,
How much was it? Do you remember?
I don't know offhand.
So we have to do some research.
Yeah.
Okay, so offhand, I would say, it doesn't mean we have to spend it. We could, save it or not, we're gonna be frugal. So if we ask for 300 for both days, that would give us 150.
I think that's really limited.
That's very
Because
limited.
every-
Yeah.
I think with petting zoo was at least $500.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
let's do a cheat.
500?
Yes,
Bringing them
that
in.
was just a petting zoo.
no, I mean, they wanna make theirs.
Yeah.
Okay, so 500 for both days.
No.
I'm
And
not sure
all
we get a
of
petting
that
zoo
was
for that.
donated.
Each.
I don't think you'll have a big attendance unless you're giving away something free.
Or
And-
giving away for
You know, if we put in the budget to give at least some food free, I really don't think we'll have that.
nobody
much
gives away
attendance.
free food now.
I'm sorry.
So nobody gives away free food now.
That's why we're special. So what do you want me to cook?
I was just.
thought of it.
So let's talk about this and do some research and find out how much this stuff costs.
We're kind of, you're saying the 26th of this month, we need to start having our numbers.
I mean, I'm gonna put some in there.
Okay, why don't we say 500, max for both, well, the petting zoo thing's $500.
Petting zoo is
You know,
very expensive.
Whoa, wow.
we're gonna have a petting zoo for both these events or just one? Okay.
Just Arbor Day.
Arbor Day, okay, why don't we say $750 for Arbor Day and, I don't know, 300 for Earth Day.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and then $100 for tapes, and then some kind of figure for vests. I mean, we just want to have a number that we can get a budget line going.
$1,000.
$1,000 for the tree board. Wait a minute.
We're already over.
No.
We're already at
I'm
11.
sharpening my pencil over here. $1,000.
I'm looking at,
Cause that's $250.
And the petting
Oh, yeah,
zoo is great
1,050.
for the kids, but that's where the focus was. I don't think a lot of people didn't buy all the vendors and even planting the tree, Jacob. There were just a handful of people.
If y'all had swimming last year at CYJ, that's something that I would be asking for this year too.
what was that?
So
The
let's,
swimming, open up the pool.
Yeah,
eliminate the petting zoo and hire a face painter and balloon artist. And it won't be as much money.
A face
And,
painter.
and if we're not,
Balloon artist.
and honestly, I don't know that I don't know, I wouldn't want a bunch of animals in my yard pooping everywhere. You know, and especially
And
remodeled
fighting
park.
kids,
Right?
and fighting children, you know.
Well, I think they're probably pretty tame animals that they
Yeah,
have.
but, you know, they're annoyed with a kid that's bothering them, they're liable to do.
Animals can have a bad day too.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Right.
like, let's
You wanna
look
say
at.
$1,500 for everything? I mean, that's, $750 for Arbor Day, 300 for Earth Day, that's, $1,050. $100 for tapes, that's $1,250. About $250 for this.
Contingency.
I think, I remember, Chris Ewart brought T-shirts. I don't know where he got those unless they were donated.
Those are probably the parts, sure, yeah.
They were old park shirts.
So maybe we can
Yeah.
get them donated again.
Well, if you do T-shirts, you're gonna end up some more.
They,
Well, we can get them.
Those
donated.
cups we had last year,
those are extras from the city.
are there another extra?
Yeah.
They're all gone.
We basically emptied our shed
Yeah.
for Arbor Day.
We could sell T-shirts.
Mhm.
But you first you gotta buy them, you know,
Get out and trade them.
We can float them the money.
okay. Well, you wanna say $1,500 for the tree board? I
Yes,
mean, we can.
I think
That's
that's,
Sounds reasonable.
we can manage it, folks.
And
Okay,
we'll be on
And
budget.
I'll look back to last year and see if I can find where they put those expenses. But no guarantees.
Well, what about more topics if they don't do other channels?
Oh, right.
Park potties,
Porta potty.
yeah. Porta potties.
That's $75 a day or something. $100 a day.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like that.
So we think
Yeah.
1,500 will do it.
Yeah.
We're just gonna work with that number.
Okay, 1,500,
Okay.
okay.
I think that'd be a good start, and then
Always.
the following year, you can really plan it out more, because we'll keep detail about how much for Arbor Day, how much for Earth Day, and keep those expenses separate, but yet together.
Will you do that?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
The minutes.
yep, I'm the finance guy, I can do that.
How are y'all
So-
feeling? Are we getting a little worn out?
So your motion is to send a request to council for $1,500 for tree board activity.
For the coming year?
You don't have to send it to Brett, you just send me a
Yeah,
email,
sure, I'll do that when I get back.
and then
Cool.
that'll work. And I'll put it in there, of course, council may take it all out, or they may vote it in, but and plus too, I have to see if the numbers work out too, that it could be, so, but that's what we'll look at. That's our starting point. Let me put it that way.
I'll do a filibuster if it gives a hard time.
Just lay up there for 2 days.
Right.
talking.
You know, you never try, you'll never.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
So, and just a heads up that one of the things that we talked about was the possibility of you thinking about which vendors you'd like to approach. And of course, we need to have a date and a location in order to do that. But giving a save the date sort of thing might be okay to start working on. But doing some research on some of this stuff.
If you have vendors, what is their responsibility? Are they just there to advertise themselves?
Yes. And offer free sprouting tablets and education. Some of them already have a mission, like Master Naturalists and.
Yeah, I understand that they do, but you know, like Ace Hardware and places like that, although Ace has always in the past been very good. about
They
stuff.
gave us 100 recycled, bags to carry stuff in,
Mhm.
but I think and we have a bunch left over. If they haven't deteriorated.
We were in out,
Nothing came back.
The bags ran out.
I wasn't able to get them to everyone.
For some reason, I thought we had some luck. Well, okay.
What 2 days did you have down? October 28th?
Or November.
Y'all know, November 11th is Veterans Day.
Right.
Okay,
Probably not. No, it's probably not.
I'm going to be shooting for the 28th.
Thank you.
is what I'm shooting for.
I know you're a
Just let
straight
me
shooter.
know So that I can contact Carl.
Yes, yeah, as soon as, hopefully Wednesday or Thursday morning, we'll give you, or I'll send out an email, and let you all know. But
And, thank you. Some of the things that struck out today, were hotspots in Wood Creek. And, I guess we need to discuss that next time. And then also, I wanted to talk about getting a substitute arborist if we're not gonna have a city arborist online yet.
A substitute arborist, what do you mean?
They listen to everybody.
Wow.
It'll be, it's just something I'm gonna ask to think about. Having somebody in the wings that we can use if a tree emergency arises. We've been waiting for a while for a city arborist.
Well, that would involve a budget impacting item. I mean, there's vendors that the city reaches out to for availability for emergency stuff.
That's available for Oaks and Oakwood.
They're available for, tree work.
Okay, well, then, never mind.
Oh,
I just wanted to touch in on that. It occurred to
So
me.
you live. Tree work going into.
You know,
First one.
to do tree work.
Well, the guy that we use.
Okay.
Okay, so we don't need that. Okay. All right, so I think we've come to the end of our agenda, other than to remind you, August 14th is our next meeting. Jacob already knows that.
Yeah, I got stuff I gotta present.
And please bring your personal copy of the agenda or your laptop to the next meeting. I brought this name. And
Well, why did we do that? Because Suzanne gave us one anyway, and I had to go to the library to print one.
I can print out and it.
Yeah.
We do.
we were trying to save paper.
But you're saving time if you just let us do it versus y'all running around and trying to get copies somewhere.
But it's,
We do it for everybody else.
they're posted on the city side.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have it printed, so I have to go to the library.
Do you bring your computer?
I don't have.
No.
I have.
Hope it's close.
So it's such a something else.
Do you want to adjourn the meeting?
I mean, I.
Adjourn?
All right,
It's on mine.
so we're gonna
I've got it.
table the whole.
Yeah, I want to.
Bring your own copy for now. Just, if you want, bring your own copy and they can recycle the papers or you can bring your computer. Our next meeting is August 14th. It was wonderful discussions and follow-ups. You've all contributed so much today. It was wonderful.
Did y'all send an email for this meeting this time?
Mhm.
Because I sure didn't receive it this time or last time.
There's, everybody who is signed up for the city email blast got an email with the name called City Events Update and another one called City Meetings. And it was sent out on the 30th.
But being on the board, shouldn't we get individual emails saying that we are? That's what it was before. But this is actually only the second time I haven't got an email.
Okay, I can do that if you want.
I don't think I
Would you
got
like
it
me to do that? I'm happy to remind everybody that there's a meeting.
Well, I know when the meetings are, it says
I do it.
Yeah, you did,
And I-
because you gave what you wanted.
the packet and the agenda should be sent out to board members, right?
They don't have to be.
They don't have to be.
We can do that. Does everybody want that?
What's that?
I already
Agenda?
offered, so it's yes or no. Do you all want me to
Yes.
send you a separate email with
Just the tree
notification of
board?
the meeting?
Just the tree board.
I used to get them and it had a funny little link. I get it.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
Again,
like I said.
thank you for all your discussions. I'm going to gather up now. Meeting adjourned. 5:52.
We will get you out a copy.
Thank you, I appreciate it.